that your boy is not married or the girl is yet to be married, Kal will not see this. A devotee was telling that his maternal uncle had 5-6 girls, and due to the wrong tradition of dowry in our society, we have considered girls to be a curse on us. In their dowry, one has to make a lot of unnecessary expenditure, because of which he said that his maternal aunt had gone to invite people. The marriage of 3 girls had been kept at the same time. A person who has many daughters contemplates to bear all the expenses at once and wishes everything to go well. Now, how much burden would there be on the mind of a parent whose 3 daughters are about to be married? That parent is continuously engrossed in thoughts while walking somewhere. In this way, she was standing at the bus stand, engrossed in her own thoughts. I will bring such things, I will do like this, money will be available from there. Meanwhile, a bus driver was reversing his bus, reversed it incorrectly, and she got squashed between a pillar of the bus stand and the bus. She was unaware as she was engrossed in her own thoughts. She died on the spot, hence God says, at the time of your death, not even a single breath will be granted to you. Further, God says, God has provided a solution to this. Kabir ye tan jayega, sake to thahar la. Ek seva kar Satguru ki. And then do worship as guided by him, or Govind ke gunga. The meaning of thahar is support. And so God says, this human life of yours will end when the time comes, and all your work would be left pending. To avoid this, you will have to take the support of the true mantra of God via the true Guru. After getting that support, your life will be extended. And that support too can only be obtained after taking refuge of Almighty God Kabir. No one else, including Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv, Brahma and Parbrahma, is capable of extending your life. So here God says, Kabir ye tan jayega aur sake to thahar la. Then that thahar has been explained. Which thahar? Ek seva kar Satguru ki or Govind ke gunga. So God himself has come and given that knowledge, which is a special support, special way of worship by which God helps us. If on this occasion you will properly adopt this path and follow it throughout your life, then this is your last human life. You will become happy forever and reach Satlok, where there is no death, no illness, and no old age. The creation there is similar to what is here. This one is duplicate, that one is original. You will acquire a similar family there. You will remain happy forever. You will travel in aircrafts. Every person owns an individual aircraft there. They also have their respective massive gardens and bungalows. Pious souls, it is very easy to attain God. Due to ignorance, our religious gurus had made it very difficult. Our holy books state that it is a straightforward path. Absolutely simple. It is an ordinary path, way of worship. God's mantra has to be chanted. You will attain salvation through mantra. It has some supportive activities. These are 5 religious rituals. You have to do these as well. This is what you have to do. Whatever service or duty God has given you in your family, keep doing that as well. You will succeed. When we become highly distressed because of not doing worship, until our virtues are going on, we are happy. When the virtues finish, a mountain of miseries befall us, At that time, even a king thinks of taking the refuge of God alone. He knows that God is the supreme power and he makes a distressed person happy. If you will already be in the refuge of God, then miseries won't befall you. Until we come in the refuge of Supreme God Kabir, we receive the results of our previous deeds. That is, we get the result of good and bad deeds that we performed in the previous lives, and when we come in the refuge of Supreme God Kabir through a Supreme Saint who is a recipient of his favor, then sins do not affect us. We only get the results of our good deeds. And if there is some bad deed in our previous deeds that can cause harm to us, then God eliminates it. That is why we search for God. That is why we used to search for God, so that we do not face any hardship. We are doing worship and the hardships are also occurring. Then either that way of worship is not correct, that God is not complete, or there is some shortcoming in your worship. We face miseries solely due to these three reasons. So the purport is that God himself comes and enlightens us. And it is your good fortune that you have already taken the refuge of God. Now that we have come in the refuge of God, then our everyday task will also be performed better than before, because when we are distressed, we go to God in search of happiness. Whether you have come in distress or happiness, now there will be no misery. And even if there will be any misery due to a harsh deed, it will be subdued by the grace of God. This is mentioned in God's qualities, and you will also attain him here. Now the devotees who have come here in distress, they should not worry, thinking that we have remembered God now in misery only. How will our prayers be heard? It is for those who have not found God properly, who have not found a saint. And they invoke other gods because they could neither give you any benefit nor cause any harm. Which gods? Sri Brahmaji, Sri Vishnuji, Sri Shivji, the other 330 million deities under these, Sri Durgaji, and Brahma and Parbrahma, who have been addressed as Kshar Purush and Akshar Purush respectively in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 16. They can only give you the result of your deeds, results of whatever virtuous deeds and sins you have committed. And to date, whenever you were happy, you never remembered God. And when you were distressed, you used to cry before these, and these gods have no capability. So God was narrating account of that time, that now you are crying before these gods. Who will listen to your appeals now? Today, you have come in the refuge of that God, in whose mantra Satnam. The meaning of Satnam is true mantra, right worship, right mantra. That is correct mantra, true mantra. It is called Satnam. The first mantra that is given to you is the original mantra. Nobody had any idea about it till now. Nobody had been able to find it out till now. So this had to be revealed now only. So whoever has received this mantra, even by doing its worship, you will receive many benefits, because the first and the last mantra in these 7 mantras that have been given to you for chanting, in these the first and the last mantra are destroyer of sins. And your earnings of virtuous deeds are enhanced by the middle mantras. And pious souls, today in this world there is no guru except this servant of God, let alone a Satguru. There is not even a guru. Like an ill person expects his illness to be cured, a childless person expects to have a child even if it is deemed necessary to grant you a child, then you will only get it here. No one else can grant it to you in the whole world. And if your illness has to be cured, then it will be done here itself and nowhere else in the world, and it will definitely be cured. Your illness will certainly be cured. As far as granting a child is concerned, if God wishes, then He can do anything. It has a long history. I will explain it to you some other time. Here there are thousands of such examples of couples who had been married for 10, 12, 15, 20 years.
and were still childless. These days, there are all kinds of physical treatments available with us. They had